Hey, welcome back, fellow Crusaders. This is Tex-Mex Morty, and with me today we have the Reaper, and we have JT over there.
What's up, guys?
Yeah. Welcome back, guys, to another episode. What is this, episode 9?
Episode 9, baby.
Almost to episode 10, but yeah.
Pretty
So
cool.
we'll here we have a couple of things to talk about. Before we get into the what you've been doing, we're gonna kind of describe what we're doing today. So today's episode, we're going to have a little bit of fun, and there wasn't a whole bunch of news coming out, so we're just going to do like a pitch meeting. We're going to have some potentially dream projects or some projects that we think would be fun, and we're going to have like a Shark Tank moment where I'll be the suit, the executive, and then you guys will be the suits and executives, and we'll go back and forth and see if we want to go ahead and go forth with the funding of that project.
Do it.
Or if we're going to just say, nope.
Fucking shut it down.
So we'll have Palpatine be the
All of our
funder
stuff's gonna get shut
and
down.
Ramsey be the Shark Tank guy that says no. So those are our two suits.
Our elevator pitch is just to get shut down. That's
I
what
know,
it is.
right?
The suits.
That's
We
the
know what we
movie.
need to do is
Shut
edit
down the
you.
movie.
We did edit you with the robot voice, like with the Siri voice. Be like, I am the great suit. And
So we'll be the Warner Brothers suits, and we're just going to say every time someone brings up the Snyder Cut.
Fucking shut it down.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
what did you say?
Why did you say that
Why
name?
did you say that name?
But
Why did you say that name?
So we'll start off with what you've been doing. I'll go in first. I actually haven't seen a lot of anything this week. Been kind of busy. Decided to work on that green screen for our skits and such between Sunday and Wednesday. So that
It was
was
a lot of
interesting,
fun.
but
It
it
was
was
a lot
fun.
of fun.
It
That was a lot
was
of fun.
really fun, a blast. If you haven't checked it out, go ahead and
Yeah, we.
go ahead and watch that Mortal Kombat review.
This is stupid. Yeah.
It was just fuckery going around.
Yeah. It was.
But
so funny.
it was a blast to film. It was a
Mhm.
blast to put together.
Mhm.
So if you haven't, again, go check it out. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. But other than that, I ended up just biting the bullet and buying Returnal this week because it caught my interest at first. It wasn't completely on my radar, but after reading some of the previews, it kind of jumped a little up there. And then after seeing gameplay and such like that, and listening to some of my podcast people that I listen to go into a deeper dive on those previews and explain it a bit more, I was like, okay, I kind of have to do it. So I scrounged.
we just played it. It was
Yeah.
a very intense
Yeah, so
It was.
session playing it.
So before you guys came over, I played about 2 hours of it, and it was good. I played it with the headsets, so that was a little bit different than what we did together. And the audio, like the production value for an indie company, is fantastic. It has great audio, great visuals, and it's just fun. It's torture, but it's fun.
And I didn't know anything about it before, and you were like, "Hey, you gotta play this. You'll like it."
Yeah.
Like, it looks like Prometheus. It looks like Alien. I'm like, okay, well, this is actually kind of cool. Like I'm liking it, and you're like, oh wait, but there's a hook to it. There's a catch.
And
Right?
you're like,
gonna
what's
see
the
it."
hook?
I'm
Then when
like,
you die,
why? Like this? How can they drop the ball on this?
yep, when you
And
die.
yeah, that's what it is. So of course, with all new games now,
Right.
you die, you start all the way back over again. So it's like Dark Souls, but on cocaine. on
Yeah,
But
man.
yeah, but our highlight
And that's
of the day,
hook. That's
yeah.
what it is.
Our highlight of the day, though, and surprise it was because he got farther than I did in my 2 hours, but we had JT
he
go for
got
like an hour and a
farther.
half to
Yeah.
2, and man,
He was a
he
master at it.
got lucky so many times, and he killed it though. He freaking killed
It
it.
was very tense. We were like on the edge of our seats. We are just screaming
Yeah, man.
with
But
all
think
the
about
monsters.
this. Like, it was so much fun because Reeps and Morty were there and just cheering me on, and also some other people. But it was fun. It's a fun game. If you have not brought the game, buy it. If you love like
If you love
shooters
pain.
and if you love pain, if you love like killing
Especially-
a lot of creatures, buy it.
Especially
but again,
for House Mark, the
Yeah.
Marquee. They are a smaller studio, like I said, and this is their
Mhm.
first big project that was funded by Sony, and I think they knocked it out of the park. And them being a smaller independent studio, if you have the money and interest, go ahead and buy it because it'll support a good company that I could see grow due to this game, and they're just great.
It looks great. It plays great, but you're in for it because like I said, you have to start over.
Yep.
When you
Every time you
die.
die.
But it makes,
If you're a masochist, this is the
but
game
it
for
makes
you.
every playthrough so much fun because
Yes,
it puts
it
you on
is.
the edge. It
Yeah.
just,
Yes, but
it,
also
it makes you fight for your life.
But all the hours you spend on it, like you spent like we were there for like 2 hours, right? And then you died. And
At
then
the boss.
yeah,
At the boss. You were
At the
so
boss,
close, too.
Yeah.
But
And-
describe more of your
Yeah,
time with it.
just say it, yeah.
It was so much fun. Like, so the first time I played for like a little bit, I died. So because we wasn't ready to do this podcast, so I was like, okay, so I played it again, and then, with the help of so many friends, like you guys would like cheer me on. But but there was some times where I couldn't believe I passed away because like there was one time I was like on low life and I only had like a handgun, and I had to fight 2 like mini bosses, and I defeated both of them with like low health. And
Yep.
that was incredible.
You got lucky, too. You got 2
Yeah.
things
I know,
of
you
health
just
right
winged it.
before you died.
He
Yeah.
just winged it.
Yep.
And I did. And then, like,
did
as you
good,
go
though.
further through the game in the first biosphere, you kind of see this house and everything. You try to figure out what that is. And then, like the guy said, I got to the final boss. I was so close of defeating him, and then I died and had to go all the way back to the first one. But it's a fun game to play. The atmosphere, the sound is remarkable.
And I like that it keeps you on your toes because
Yes,
every time
it
you
does,
die,
yeah.
it kind of randomizes a little bit. Not
Mhm.
fully to where it's 100% different, but it has like a mixture between 10 different areas, arenas that it kind of mix and matches and throws in different bosses and different drops.
Actually, yeah, like I was thinking of that because compared to Dark Souls, it's just the same. It's the same shit over and over and over again. But
Right.
with this, it actually changes it up a little bit.
It
so
changes it up.
yeah.
It's a little better, like in that aspect.
But it also makes it harder because you lose everything. At least in
Yeah.
Dark Souls, when you die, you keep
you do.
you
lose
keep your
everything.
magic, you keep your weapons, so you just lose your souls. And this one, you're just like pistol and a few couple things
Yeah.
like the sword or
Yeah,
the
the
thing you put
sword,
on
yeah.
your back. There's a few permanent items that you could keep, but for the
no
most part,
checkpoints,
Yeah,
no
Nope.
there's
nothing.
no checkpoints
yeah.
or nothing.
so it
But the thing about this game is that there's so much lore, there's so much history involved in the game that you can spend hours playing, but you can still like learn about your environment because there's these different, I don't know, like
Well,
echoes and like
the atmosphere is
it's
part
crazy.
of it's not only part of the story in a big way, but it's also like its own character. Like you said, there's sounds everywhere.
It's
there's
very alive.
there-
it's
yeah,
very
there's-
alive.
you don't know if at one moment it's a statue and then the next moment it's a creature, or the creatures sometimes blend in and they
Mhm.
just pop out of nowhere at
Yeah.
you without you expecting it.
Yeah.
So the whole atmosphere is its own character. It's its own not only enemy, but just overall, it's like the
scared
planet's
us,
alive.
Like, it scared us so bad. We all like shat our pants with that. We're just like, oh shit!
Yeah, when
If
that-
something just comes out of like the corner of the screen. It's like
Yeah.
this tentacle, like just right at you, and I'm like, what is that?
But please, like, buy the game and also play with friends. It is so much fun.
Yeah, it is. It's more
to play
fun
with
friends.
friends. It's great.
Yeah. So we'll definitely we'll probably do a live stream, if not just a let's play on that one later, and we'll also probably once we have more time into it, we don't have to pass it completely, but we'll get like 3/4 at most, and maybe do a review about it. I do
Okay.
want to review
Mhm.
that game because it's something that I
If
could
we-
see a lot
if we
of.
even get to beating it. That's
Well,
the
that's what I'm
thing.
saying. We don't have to, but I want to spend at
If it's-
least 10 to 20 hours with it. That way
Yeah.
we could.
Yeah, 10
well,
to 20 hours of starting over,
Starting
and over
over.
again.
Our review is we're still on the first level.
Yeah, that's right.
Noobs, scrubs. We're all
Yeah, I
scrubs.
imagine like this game is just like, oh, well, you guys don't get it. You're not like me, a major league gamer. I'm playing this. You are noobs. You don't know.
That's us. Scrimps. Scrimps. But yeah, so that was fun. Other than that, again, I know I think you guys been watching Invincible. I haven't had a chance to.
yes.
Yes.
I just watched all of season 1, and it's so good, so good,
Okay,
so good.
Without spoiling, since it just finished, what like overall impressions of the season?
Very, very great cartoon. It's such like such like a breath of fresh air to have like a good animated series to watch again. The voice acting is stellar, animation stellar, characters are great, and this is from a comic book, and like the way the art style in it looks just like how it does in the comic, and yeah, it's just it's so good. It's brutal. It's very, very, very brutal. Like it's
I
bloody. and like it's so gory. It's kind of like The Boys, like where
Mhm.
just like people are getting like disemboweled and stuff.
Yeah, no, I watched just the first episode, and I'm trying to watch the
Mhm.
other one. I need to get my Prime back up.
It has a lot of heart to it, like
Yeah.
a lot of heart, a lot of depth, and it's one of those things where it's kind of like it's not what it seems. You go into it and you feel like it's kind of like a feel good, young superhero
Like
kind of
coming
thing.
of age.
Coming of age, kind of like a Spider-Man, and no, you find out very quickly it's something else.
Yeah, no,
That's all I'll say for now because like I don't want to spoil it.
it definitely caught my interest, and I want to finish it. It's just time, and then I can't access my Prime right now.
Mhm,
So once
right.
I get it back up, I'll probably finish it. Have you been watching it, JT?
Yes, I watched the first few episodes, and in episode 1, me and my sister, we was watching it, and like it was all good, and then like the last like 5 minutes of episode
Yep.
1, I was like,
That's where you know where the tone of
this
the
is-
show
Yeah,
really
yeah.
is.
okay, so this is where the show's gonna go. I'm like on episode 3 or 4 right now, so it's a pretty good show.
Mhm.
Also on HBO Max, I've been watching his documentarials. That's also been
Oh,
an
I hear that
interesting
one's good.
show.
Yeah, I hear that one's
Yeah,
good.
it came out
Mhm.
2 years ago.
I've watched some of that. Yeah, it's really good. The CGI is really really
Yeah,
good, especially
and
on
it
the.
has been a blast to
bear.
watch. I'm almost finished season 1, and it has a unique story. It has a lot of cool action sequences, and I can't wait to finish season 1 and go into season 2 of his documentarials.
I still remember the movie. I saw that in theaters.
Yeah, that was
I
the Golden
remember-
Compass.
The
right?
Golden
it's part of
Compass,
The Golden
yeah.
Compass, right?
And my parents were like, "What the fuck is this?"
Polar bears
Yeah.
slapping their
The
jaws
polar bear
off.
slapping jaws off.
But
Armor bears.
yeah, so we'll see about once I get on board and finishing Invincible, maybe we could tie that in and do like a
Mhm,
double
mhm.
review with that and Falcon and the Winter Soldier
Yeah.
because we finished that. But today I wanted to dedicate it to the pitches because I feel like that'd be a fun episode to do.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So without further ado, let's just go ahead and jump right into it. Who wants to go first? Who wants to be? All right.
I'll
Yeah.
go first.
Yeah, you got 5 seconds. You already lost the pitch. We're out of time.
Yep.
All right, so
I'm going to the first floor or the second floor. You better hurry up.
You
all
failed
right,
the test.
so I have a movie about Arkham Asylum. It's
Okay.
called Arkham Asylum, the movie. This is based on the comic. It's called Arkham Asylum, A Serious House on Serious Earth. It was published in 1989. It was written by Grant Morrison, and what the
Mhm.
basis of it is that I feel like Arkham Asylum is like one of those places in the DC comic world where it has a lot of history, has a lot of lore, and I want this to be kind of a supernatural
Supernatural, yeah,
supernatural thriller slash horror movie where like the hospital is like run down and a bunch
Mhm.
of teenagers are like going in and trying to kind of explore.
Yeah, I was gonna say like you
like-
can
like-
definitely up the horror.
yeah, like all the
horrorness
horror.
to- yeah.
And I have at least 2 directors. I want to direct this movie. Number 1, like the late John Carpenter. I think he would be a good fit for this type of movie.
Ooh.
And also,
Mhm.
Good old
the
John
newbie will be Mike Flanagan as well. He might be another serious contender to direct this movie.
What has he done?
He done Doctor Sleep.
Oh, okay. I still
That
haven't
was,
seen
that
that.
was actually really good.
I haven't
did
seen
like
that
Doctor
one,
He
Sleep.
but-
also done the movie Hush. So
Okay, I've seen that
he's
one.
done a lot of like The Haunting of Hill House. He created those shows as well.
My brother
and
really likes that show.
I don't know, like I feel like this movie to me, I'll say between like a 1.5 to 2 hour movie just to explore Arkham Asylum to its finest, and then maybe some like hidden gems, like maybe a Joker cameo, maybe
Yeah.
like some Scarecrow, like nightmares coming about. But
Scarecrow,
I think,
yeah, I would
yeah.
love to see Scarecrow.
So you want to be able to like
Batman thing.
similar like we were talking about earlier, kind of not just focus on our protagonist right there, but make the whole Arkham Asylum basically its own character.
Yeah,
like
base
have it
its
be
whole-
very
yeah.
Mhm.
atmospheric.
Yeah. And, I think that this would be a great kind of introduction to find out what causes all these criminals like Joker, Scarecrow, Hugo Strange, Victor Crease to like
Mhm.
kind of snap in this environment. And I think this would be a great kind of character study of Arkham Asylum.
I was
And-
gonna say like they're all kind of like they're each individual like
Yeah.
slashers like in those games.
So, because I really think that this movie will kind of help have like its own genre within the DC universe, because DC is kind of figuring out of themselves, but I feel like this movie will kind of help define, like, especially with the Joker came out like 2 years ago, like make this make the hospital like his own protagonist, his own character, and what makes it.
Dude, the Jared Leto Joker could fit in
Yeah,
that. Like from
so
When you
from
could take
Snyder
it
Cut.
into a decent amount of different areas. There's
Yeah.
especially with that rogues
Different
gallery that's
locations,
usually
yeah.
in there. You could get deep into it. Like you
Yeah.
could
Mhm.
get like Freeze or Croc or even Hush himself.
because you could have like
Yeah.
the sewers, like a freezer
Yeah.
room with Dr. Freeze or
Mhm.
Mr. Freeze. Yeah.
I could see.
Bane's room, Poison Ivy, like a garden.
And I feel like that would actually be really interesting due to the fact that it's not so much super actiony, which you can have like background scenes.
Mhm.
I presume like flashbacks onto why they're there and such like that. But I do like the idea of focusing on the characters,
yes,
There's a
especially
lot
with
of characters.
with
There's a lot of characters.
all the
though,
lore you
yeah.
could get, and even making your own new lore on that. I feel like
Mhm.
you could take it in very interesting places.
Mhm. But you have to give them all like their just due. Like they all have to like have like really impactful moments, and you can't just
Yeah.
like just brush by them and be like, oh, well, that's Bane, that's Killer Croc, right?
yeah.
you have
but
to, like,
also,
spend time on each
You
of them.
know, and plus, yeah, I would love to do that, but also like I think my version is gonna be like the hospital is abandoned, so like, there's like nobody there, but it's gonna be like some like hidden clues as to where like if the hospital is still alive, or if they're like characters surviving after decades and decades of
Mhm.
deterioration. So
Mhm.
I think that is my vision, and like these teenagers in Gotham don't know what this place is, so they will go in there and kind of to investigate what it is. And I think that this is gonna be like a great like thriller, supernatural like horror movie, and the end will have a cliffhanger. Maybe I don't know, but I think this movie will kind of like have an atmospheric place in theaters,
Mhm.
and I think a lot of DC fans will kind of enjoy like the lore and the comic book history associated with Arkham Asylum.
Do you have maybe like a? It sounds like you've done some thought into this. So would you think like PG-13 R? What would you do?
I will go with a R.
R.
rating.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you want to go full blown? No, nothing to hinge you.
No.
Like it's gonna be violent, very dark.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be violent, very dark, and I might incorporate some of like scarecrow gas, like appear out of nowhere, just to make it more nightmarish and
That'd be
everything.
cool.
So
Fucking shut it down.
Oh shit, Gordon Ramsay! No, get out of here.
You shut it down.
No, Gordon Ramsay, get out of here. He fucking.
You already lost the pitch. You lost the pitch.
No. Do it. There you go. Palpatine. Do it. Yeah. So Palpatine approves. Do you have multiple pitches?
yes. Also,
Okay.
I have one more.
Well, what I think we'll do then.
Do you want to like go around
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
table?
So
like
we'll do like the initial yes, no, maybe. So we'll do like instead of just doing a do it or a shut it down right now. Well, which that's the rule. So Gordon Ramsay's the one who'll shoot you down. Palpatine is the one who'll give you the money bags to make the movie.
Yeah.
But we'll have one right there. Then we'll move over to somebody else.
Okay.
And then at the end, once we
just
kind
keep
of
like
have
passing it back.
yeah,
and
once
forth.
we have basically all of our ideas, we'll have Gordon Ramsay and Palpatine decide idea 1 or idea 2
Okay.
or idea 3 or idea 4, which one's going to get passed, which one's going to get shot down. So even if they're both good, we're going to see which one is the best of those. So I'll go ahead and have Reeps do your first pitch.
Well, I have a lot though, but I think I'm gonna just keep it down to like 4.
Yeah, I have 4 myself.
Yeah, you have 4. You have 4 too, right?
No, I have two.
You have 2. Okay, okay. It doesn't matter.
Well, you
Alright.
could think of something while we describe
Okay.
something, or if not, you could
anything
just
like
say,
on the spot. Yeah.
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 If
And
not,
even if it's funny, yeah. Like,
if not, just let us know, and
Okay.
we'll just keep it after.
Cool.
Mhm.
All right, so go ahead and go.
My brother and I were talking about this the other day, and like it's a Star Wars thing, and like I don't know if this would work so much as a spin-off, but I think this would be a great episode in The Mandalorian. But we were saying that they should have an episode just called Kashyyyk, and it's just the Wookiee home world.
Interesting.
And I want to see like a very tribal, Wookiee homeworld, and there's like a young Wookiee that's like a coming of age, and then like the Mandalorian needs to help him, and you can put like the tiger from the second Star Wars movie.
Oh yeah.
It's not Clone Wars, right? It's
Yeah, I
Attack
think
of the
so.
Clones. Attack of the Clones from
The
the
one-
arena.
The arena
because
one,
that
yeah.
tiger is from
Kashyyyk.
Kashyyyk.
Okay.
And we could have like a Tarzan moment where like one of them's fighting it with a spear in order to like do like a test of manhood or something. I don't know, like a rite of passage.
Like a hunt.
Yeah, like a hunt.
Okay.
Yeah, and I
cool.
was thinking that, and yeah, it would just be cool to see that, and they can have like their. I know they would speak in Wookiee with the thing.
Subtitles at the bottom.
Yeah, they have subtitles, or maybe they could do like sign language or something. They get like Andy Serkis on that shit. And
No,
Ooh.
you have to have a useless human character be there to drive the movie forward, like
Yeah.
Kong and Godzilla.
Yeah.
No, that sounds pretty cool.
Yeah,
though.
No, but that's
cool.
what I would want. Because you imagine like he kills a tiger and then like he like picks him up, goes like, "Ooh," and then like all of like this crowd of Wookiees are just like cheering him on. Or something.
Now we eat.
yeah, now we
All right.
Cool.
So you said like a TV show or
yeah,
movie?
just simply call just Kashyyyk.
All right.
Okay.
And I think it would actually work better with an episode in The Mandalorian than a spin-off.
Before we go any further,
Fucking shut it down.
for one reason I'm shooting it down, because somebody else is gonna pick it up before
Yeah.
we go.
Well,
I'd rather be-
that's the point.
I'd rather it be a game than an episode, because I would love to explore that world. I would love to just be able to
I'm
walk
not
around.
saying like I mean it could be any. It could be like a game. It could be a movie.
Okay.
It could be any of those. I just want to see like some time put into the Wookiee homeworld.
Yeah.
And I just want to see like what goes on there, the rituals that they do, their culture,
Yeah,
Okay.
no,
the family the
that's what I'm
family
saying.
units that they have.
Like-
I want to see it because we haven't really seen much of that.
like as an episode, I'd say yeah, I'd watch it.
Mhm.
But if I were to choose between, I'd rather just, like you said, especially
it
the
could
way
be a
you
game. Like
the
it would
way-
actually be an amazing game.
the way you described it, I'd rather, instead of just watching that world, I'd rather be in it. I'd rather
Mhm.
feel immersed. I'd rather
Yeah.
I'd rather be the one going
And
on
you,
a
like,
hunt.
and then you can like make your own weapons.
Yeah,
and,
that's
like,
what I'm
you
saying.
Start like crafting things.
make your
yeah.
own Wookiee, like because
Yeah,
they got all that
customize your own
gear,
Wookiee,
like and
like
just
the threads or like war paint or like necklaces or
and
something.
just imagine just being on that hunt and it could come out of nowhere and just attack
Imagine
you
it
and all that.
like the rain. It'd be like the opening of like Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, where they're in the deep woods and there's like the rain
yeah.
and they're sitting there. The lightning crashes.
Yeah.
Like it needs to be stuff like that, like epic stuff like that.
Mhm.
And then like the tiger comes and like he's tracking them down.
Yep. Like I could just imagine like something as big of a world.
And then there's
and-
like a brotherhood or something with
Yeah.
one of them. Yeah.
yeah, like a big old world, kind of like Ghost of Tsushima, where it has
Mhm.
different biomes within itself. Just imagine that in Kashyyyk.
I want to see like a family unit, like a father and son.
Yeah.
Like
and you could tell like a 10-15 hour story on a game
Yeah.
like that. So
you could put more time into it than just one episode. Yeah.
yeah, so I feel like
Yeah.
that I would love as a video game, but
I'll just come up with game ideas.
Yeah, it is your pitch.
No, it's not, and that's the thing. Like, I'm not saying like it's just so it has to be a Mandalorian episode. I just want to see something done with the Wookiee
Kashyyyk.
homeworld. That's what I want to see.
Yeah.
Kashyyyk, and that could be the name of it. Just Kashyyyk. That's
Yep,
the name of the
Kashyyyk,
game.
a Star Wars story.
Mhm.
Just and
Yeah.
And you might as well because like you got what's the name of that Star Wars game that's out? Force something.
the Force Unleashed.
No, the new one that's out. with-
Fallen Order.
Yeah,
Jedi
yeah, yeah.
Fallen Order.
So you got that right now, and I feel like if you have like mechanics like those, like that kind of feel, but with like the Wookiees and
Mhm.
just a different,
Yeah,
the
actually,
different
yeah,
environment,
that's a really good
it would
idea.
work. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it would work.
And just imagine getting on those freaking basically helicopters they had
Mhm.
in Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah,
and
you
all
can
those
fly
stuff.
those, or you could ride something. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what kind of animals they would ride.
Like the stuff you could do with that in a game would be
Mm-hmm.
just crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see why have like as much as I liked Jedi Fallen Order and such like that. I'd rather take something new where you could do
Fresh. Yeah.
fresh like that and not
Mhm.
just do Jedi and lightsabers.
Yeah, that's the thing, because that thing's kind of old. Like not everyone likes that. I mean, like people like it, but
Yeah.
not everyone wants to do the lightsaber stuff and the Jedi things. We want to see the big world that Star Wars is. But I think that'd be an amazing game. I would play, and again like get Andy Serkis on that and his mocap team on that, and it would just be golden. and get me on it too because I want to be one of the Wookiees.
Yeah, I approve the pitch. Reeps.
So like I said, it doesn't have to be an episode or like any like film thing.
be like a game
it
or
could be a
something.
game. It actually be better that way because you put more
thought.
I just
more
feel like
thought
you.
into it,
I
yeah.
feel like you could do a lot more.
Yeah.
You won't be constricted to just one scene or anything like that. You could go branch out a little and
Yeah, you can
get
branch
really
out with
deep with gear and just like the mechanics of
upgrade stuff,
upgrading
and,
stuff.
yeah.
Like the more you
Craft.
explore it,
It would be more like a crafting game.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
yeah, and it'd be I hate to say like a little make it sound kind of dumb, but like kind of like Boy Scout type stuff where you're getting medals and such like that. The more you do, like have like you said, rite of passage.
And it's
you-
the rite of passage. And it
like-
could be the young one with his father, and his father's like
some of the quests
helping
you,
him. Yeah,
you get you more gear that kind of put your position
like you
where
can
you
wear
are.
like a skull of like like the tiger that you just killed.
That's what I'm saying,
Yeah.
and it'll be like a symbol of
Mhm.
your status.
Yeah.
All right, that sounds pretty cool.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if I should kind of save my longer one, my longer pitch for last, or if I should just go with one of the smaller ones.
Anyone.
Anyone.
Doesn't matter.
All right. So this one's actually I'll do kind of one in between.
Okay.
One that I've thought about for a while, but it's not my main one, and I actually have a game pitch as well.
Okay.
This is something ever since I seen the John Wick movies I've wanted to do, but
Ooh.
it'd be cyberpunk level ambition. Where it would probably unless the right people like Rockstar with GTA 5 or GTA Online, they pulled it off because it's something similar to that.
Yeah.
But sorry. I want to do set in the John Wick universe a continental game. Like the
John Wick game.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
but not be John Wick. Like they have the Continental
Right.
and then they have the hobos and they have like do a GTA Online style video game where you choose which faction you want to be in.
Yeah.
And you, like I said, you could be like the Japanese samurai people, you could be the Continental people, you could be the hobos, you could be the Russians.
So all those assassins, like
And like
Yeah.
you create your own assassin,
Mhm.
but in
Ooh.
between quests and missions, and
Yeah.
this will be like an open world online multiplayer type of thing,
yeah,
which you could maybe play offline too and build your credit and such. But
yeah,
like I said, again, comparable to GTA Online without the fucking giant or flying motorcycles that shoot missiles, none of that shit.
Yeah.
But like you could in GTA Online, you could kind of live a life. You could buy an apartment, or you could go to the casino, go hang out in the beach, go drive around.
you can do anything.
Yeah.
Basically, just kind
Or
of
like Red Dead, where you can just like go off and just do a whole
that's what I'm
bunch
saying.
of-
Like
yeah.
just kind of live a virtual life,
Mhm.
and in the meantime, contracts will pop up. You could choose to take
Yeah.
them or
You
not.
you accept certain missions.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
missions and
obviously you can't go to the casino and spend $1,000 if you don't have it. So
Right.
Mhm.
you'll have to eventually take some contracts if you want, or some
Yeah.
other type of jobs. Doesn't have to necessarily be go assassinate someone, but do that. And what's it called? Each mission also kind of gets you street rep.
Mhm.
So the more efficient you are in this or that, you'll be able to get more of a reputation.
Yeah, you build up the reputation with
And
it.
just have it to where it's not just an NPC or someone that could be the boss. Have an NPC at the beginning, but if you get like enough street cred, you could work your way up and potentially be the boss,
yeah,
Oh, that's
the main
awesome.
boss,
Yeah.
and kind of give quests to other people. But you could also still take stuff yourself, and that you could also have faction wars. Like, oh shit, these people started kind of stealing our contracts,
Right.
or this and that, or they're getting too ahead of themselves, or they just straight up come invade your area.
yeah, the other factions
Yeah,
can
the
turn
other
against you, or
Yeah, the other factions could go fight you,
yeah,
and then you could go out there and reclaim your section if you want.
Yeah.
So you could have like weekly events, or even just spontaneous, like the boss of that person was taken by a real player, and
Yeah,
he's the
yeah.
boss now, and he ordered his gang. You know what? I like that hotel that guy bought. Let's
Mhm.
go take it from them. Stuff like that. And then you have to fight for what's yours and while trying to live your life. So it'd be like a virtual GTA simulator where you're just living your life doing just fuck all.
Yeah.
But at the
Mhm.
same time, you have the ability to do contracts, do missions,
Mm.
buy the clothes you want to wear. You don't have to be wearing a suit. You could be wearing whatever the heck you want.
Yeah.
Something crazy. And you could also switch factions whenever you want.
Mm.
Like work as a double spy or whatever.
Mhm.
Yeah, that sounds like an awesome game.
I mean, I feel like that, again, way too ambitious, probably.
But with how big like John Wick is getting and stuff, it
Yeah.
could
Yeah.
happen. They might make a John Wick game in that in that universe with different assassins.
Yeah, I wish that's what
Yeah.
my dream game would be right there for multiplayer. I mean, not my number one game that I would wish
Right.
for,
Yeah.
because I'm more of a single player type of guy. But
Mhm.
if I were to play multiplayer, I could see myself spending like hours and hours, hundreds of hours in this type of game. Like,
Yeah.
like
A
those
lot of
peop-
people would play it. Yeah.
Yeah, like I feel like it'd be fun. Maybe over ambitious. Like again, Cyberpunk comes out, cars are freaking flying from the sky. But if
that
done by a
crazy.
good developer, again like Rockstar, someone who knows that craft,
Yeah.
I feel like that universe of the John Wick environment could really, really do something
And then like
fun and special.
if they host events too, like for online stuff.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And you could keep it
Mhm.
fresh. You could keep it.
Yeah, but like each like kind of like what Fortnite does, like they keep adding
Yeah,
like, a new,
like seasons and such.
yeah
like that.
seasons
Yeah.
like
Yeah, like
Yeah.
give you an incentive to go do missions or do turf wars.
and add
or-
something new every time.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They could keep it fresh. You could do a whole lot. And I just feel like it'd be like a weird mix between the Hitman games
Yeah.
and
Mhm.
GTA. And if done right, oh, that would be so cool
Yeah,
in my
yeah.
opinion. I'd love that. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah, I enjoy
But,
that a lot.
That is one that I've been
Mhm.
having like the concoction in my
Yeah,
head
yeah.
for a while.
Yeah.
Doubt it'll ever get made, but who knows?
No, it might. And like I say, like how big it's getting, it could be only just a matter of time.
Yeah. So Lionsgate, if you're listening out there, which you're probably not, just for my sake,
Do it.
but
Do it.
Yeah.
So we'll go this time back to Reeps and then back to you, JT. All right. So
Or do you want to go like him first? And
we'll keep it kind of fresh, back and forth,
Okay,
back
okay.
and forth,
doesn't matter.
and then we'll go crazy and do random shit. But
Mhm.
your turn again, Reeps.
So
Bitch two. Round two. Fight.
something with Green Lantern, Matthew McConaughey.
Say no more.
Do it.
Yeah.
Yep. Matthew
Do it.
McConaughey as
Do it.
Hal, Idris Elba as John, and Joseph Gordon-Levitt as Kyle, and then
Okay.
maybe Mark Wahlberg for what's his name? Is it Guy Gardner? Guy Gardner.
Guy Gardner.
Yeah.
Yeah, they actually casted a guy for the TV show, the HBO Max. I don't know if you guys
Oh,
saw
they-
that.
Yeah, I saw
Oh,
that.
Yeah, did you guys ever see American Horror Story?
No.
Yeah. I watch it.
You know the
I love that show actually.
the Freak Show one.
Oh yeah.
You know the
Which
guy.
is the worst season, but
You know the really rich guy who wanted
no,
yeah, they got
no.
that guy as Guy Gardner.
Okay, we're all done here, folks. we're done here. It was a great show. I'm out. Bye.
I can't tell if that was good or not.
What do you think?
How do
I hate him.
Oh, you hated that guy
Yeah, he was.
as an actor?
No, he was the worst character in that show. Like it was so annoying. I couldn't stand it. I couldn't bear it. Like he doesn't look like Guy Gardner. Like there's nothing Guy Gardner-ish about him.
Kind of. You paint his hair red. He kind of, because Guy Gardner is usually like the dickish,
Oh yeah,
pretty
I mean,
boy type guy, and that
I
guy
mean, you
kind of
can
looks
dig,
like him.
he's kind of tough too. He's not a kid, you know. Like
No, but he, out of the Green Lanterns from Guy Gardner and before him, I think he's the weakest one in terms, because he's too cocky, in my opinion.
Yeah.
He's kind of a.
but I think he's kind of like a. He's a big guy though, like still, but
Well, that guy was pretty buff. In American Horror Story, that dude was
yeah, but he's.
he.
I don't know. I'm not into it.
I feel like he could surprise us because he wasn't bad. He was good at being annoying in that American Horror Story.
Yeah, very annoying.
But that's what I'm saying. Like he kind of has that pretty boy, thinks full of himself type of feel to him. So I feel like changing him from that kind of annoying from that American Horror Story to like a more like macho man type of annoying, I feel like he might have the chops for it.
Well, anyway,
But
sounds like
back to
because that sounds like garbage. Okay, because everything they do,
the whole premise.
yeah,
I'm
everything
not
they do is just freaking garbage. My ideas are better, so let's just screw all that. So yeah, Matthew McConaughey as Hal, Idris Elba as Jon Stewart, and then Joseph Gordon-Levitt as Kyle Rayner.
Okay.
Space cops.
Okay.
And you either make it a series or you make it a full blown movie. Just something with those three, and like you just know like they would have great chemistry with that. They would all bring their A game with it, and like it just writes itself.
Who would be Toma Ray or Kilowog?
Kilowog.
I wish if
Yeah, because he was Michael Clark.
Michael Clark.
Yeah, Michael
I
Clark
wish he was still
Duncan,
alive
yeah.
because he was perfect.
He was great as
He was perfect.
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
perfect.
But
Jeffrey Rush as what's his
Toma
name?
Ray.
Yeah, as Toma Ray. It wasn't
Chicken
bad
fish.
either. Yeah, chicken fish.
But what's it called? So let's get more into depth into this one. Do you have an idea of what you would maybe want the plot to be? Would you want it to be like early on-ish, but not quite origin, or would you want it to be like these guys have been doing this for a long, long time already?
I would want it to be like they're doing it for a long time already,
Okay.
and they're already older. So
Okay.
I would want more seasoned, Green Lantern characters.
Okay.
Like they've seen it. It has to be their own thing though. You can't tie it with anything going on Earth or the DC universe stuff. Don't tie it with that. Have it be its own thing.
Yeah. Would you rather, as far as like antagonists and such like that, would you rather it be like the Sinestro War or Blackest Night, or it doesn't have to be a direct adaptation, but would you
Mhm.
rather have like Sinestro Wars or Blackest Night, or
I would go with Sinestro Wars first, yeah.
or Red Lanterns, or
I would probably do it like they're starting to like suspect like that the yellow lantern forces are rising, or the red ones are rising, and they have to go and investigate like on like different worlds, like all these different locations. But I don't know, how would you say it? Because I know you're a Green Lantern fan too.
well, I mean that is kind of similar to Sinestro Wars. So in
Yeah.
Sinestro Wars, if I remember correctly, the factions started coming out. I think that was around the time they debuted the Red Lanterns and some of the other factions.
Because that's the thing, like I would like to see like some of the other
yeah, I think
colors in there too,
Sinestro
yeah.
Wars, if I remember correctly. It's been a while since I read it. I think that's when most of the Green Lantern, the other lanterns were kind of introduced because Sinestro was going around. And then you find out there's other factions, and he starts kind of making teams. So he starts getting buffing up his team and starting to wreak havoc. So that causes, I believe that's the one where it causes the Green Lanterns to kind of look for other lanterns to help their cause.
Yeah, that's what I would want it. Yeah.
So that would be pretty neat. As far as tone, what would you want? Like, would you want it? Let me give you a range, and you can choose unless you already have it.
And nothing too brutal, nothing
Yeah,
too.
was that? Would you want something like 2011 Green Lantern range, or Zack Snyder's Justice League range, or somewhere in between? Like, how would you describe?
It has to be somewhere in between, because just hot take. But not everything from the 2011 one was horrible. Not everything in there.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
It's a guilty pleasure for me.
Yeah, when they were in the Green Lantern world and all that stuff, that was actually cool. Like, I wanted to see more of that.
Yeah.
And we didn't, which is why that movie sucked. But
as a Green Lantern fan, and like Nova fan and Space Cop type fan, just Cosmic Heroes fan, we usually get the short end of the stick. So that's maybe why I like a little bit the 2011, because it's like, hey, this is the closest thing I've got.
it's a guilty pleasure.
It's the closest thing I've gotten to a Green Lantern.
But literally, it would have to be like like a Lethal Weapon meets like
Ooh.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
kind of,
Okay.
where it's like all this cosmic stuff, but they go at it like police officers.
Okay.
But not too dark, right? You
But
said?
no. Yeah, it can't be too dark because you want
Okay.
everyone to see it. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to have like a good time
Yeah.
while still not being like
Mhm.
Saturday morning cartoon.
Yeah.
Okay, that's pretty cool. I could see that.
And like I
being-
said, maybe it would work better as a series because you put more time into it, and then it leads to like the big reveal, like Sinestro, like in the last episode,
Mhm.
or it leads up to the big war
or even just like a mini series, not
mini
quite,
series. Yeah,
not quite like just one season, but maybe
Mhm.
a couple, but have like an end game already made. Maybe like
Mhm.
we're gonna make 2 to 3 seasons and that's it.
because it's just so crazy how like they haven't really done anything with Green Lantern yet, and it's been this long, nothing, and now we're getting talks of that guy being Guy Gardner, but still, it's like this is something that could have been out, a lot sooner, but they just
right.
chose not to.
Again, us Cosmic Hero fans get shafted.
Yeah.
9 out of 10 times. 9 out of 10.
But when you have a strong enough cast like that, I feel like the rest of it would just take care of itself. Because that all three of them would kill it
Yeah.
with
I
that,
agree.
and it would be believable. Like, oh yeah, like that's John, that's Kyle. Like,
All right. So suit number 1, JT, what's your thought? Would you pass this?
Yes, I would pass this.
All right, me. You had me at Green Lantern. You just said Green Lantern already funded.
I'm just thinking like this. This would be so much more interesting,
Especially
than I think
competent Green Lantern.
what they're trying to cook up right now. I think this would just be still 1,000 times.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Better.
HBO, you're funding the wrong show.
Because that's
Yes.
what you need. You need like kind of like a live action like Emerald Knights thing, or
Ooh.
the First Flight. I think it was Emerald Knights when they were more like space copish, right?
Mhm. That's the one where
'Cause
they
that was a
had
good
that
animated movie, yeah.
It
Yeah.
had the girl in it, right? The one
I
that's
think so.
learning the ropes, and then you kind of get a little bit of backstory
think
to it.
So yeah,
Okay, yeah. So, HBO drop the other one. I don't care about. Well, I mean, Guy Gardner's not the worst, but I don't really care about him or Jessica Cruz or all this other bullshit.
and
compared to
they already
the
axed it
OG3.
with the Snyder Cut because he wanted to have Jon Stewart and all that. They were
Yeah.
like, no, you can't do that.
Oi.
Yeah, oi. Yeah,
All
let's
right.
just have weird CGI Martian Manhunter.
Yep.
That's better.
A Martian Manhunter. Come get me when you need me. Bye bye. All right. What about you, JT? So pitch number 2.
Yeah, so for me, I've been thinking about this while you guys were talking. I would like to do a Horizon Zero Dawn movie.
Okay. I want to be surprised that they're already doing
Yeah, weren't
that.
they already doing
No, not
No.
Horizon. You
Oh,
got
okay.
Ghost. You got what's that? Fucking Last of Us and Twisted Metal getting turned into live action stuff. but not Horizon.
Arc is going to be an animated series. Maybe
Yes,
I'm being
on Netflix, right?
I think
Yeah.
I'm being confused with that. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, so I think that Horizon Zero Dawn is a great game to play. If you have not played on the PS4, it's fantastic. It has a great story, and I think that it will. I would do it like maybe as like a mini series or maybe like a full blown movie because
Mhm.
the story itself is intriguing, and also like fighting all these weird animals and weird robots, and I think it has a great story, and I think it will be a fantastic movie to watch. So
I'm excited for the sequel in the game.
yeah,
I feel like because, like you said, there's so much environments,
Mhm.
like different creatures that you could do. So they'd look so cool.
yeah.
Yeah, no, that would be pretty cool. Would you want it to be just basically a remake of the game, or would you have like maybe a different story? Like you don't have to know the story right now, but what would you prefer? Just like
I'll kind of like a mixture of both.
okay,
Because I think that the game has a great story, but if you kind of add or subtract a little bit of here and there, I think that this movie might be like a kind of full adaptation of the game itself, but with a little tweaks here and there.
okay,
Mhm.
all right, yeah,
That'd actually be really cool. Yeah.
yeah. Like I said,
I'm not too familiar like with the game. I mean, I know of it, but I haven't played it.
Oh, it's-
so, yeah.
it's goddamn gorgeous, man.
Yeah, it looks
It's a
gorgeous,
gorgeous
yeah.
game. So the world for there is pretty cool.
Yes.
I will say the lore in the world, it's just cool. It's something very unique. What's it called? So the game itself was a bit serious, but it wasn't like super dark. Would you keep that same tone, or would you go lean towards a specific side of that spectrum more than the other?
Actually, I will keep it exactly the way it is. Not
Okay.
too dark, not too light, but just right in the middle. Because like I said, the game is gorgeous, beautiful, has a right story. I think that when you capture the tone of it into a full length movie, I think this will be perfect. So
It would be like a Jurassic Park type
Yeah,
feel to it,
yeah.
but what's it called? But with robots.
yeah.
So that's basically Horizon Zero Dawn. Right
It
there.
sounds like something that could already be like in Love, Death, and Robots.
Ooh, yeah.
Like its own
Yeah.
episode.
Yeah.
Yep. Which that actually comes back.
Yes.
Yeah,
I forgot.
Yeah.
I forgot to mention
saw
it
the
in
trailer,
the
yeah.
news in the beginning, but
Uh-huh.
Love Death Robots comes out literally a day after Castlevania Season 4. So,
okay.
so man, it is.
We're gonna have a lot to watch.
Yeah. May we got Resident Evil
Yeah.
on the 7th, and then on the 13th it's Castlevania,
a lot of good stuff.
and then on the 14th it's finally the return of Love, Death, Robots.
yeah, and
I
it looks so
cannot
good.
wait.
Yeah, I can't wait.
I can't wait. That's a special show right there. But I tweeted this out not too long ago. But apparently May is Sexy Horny Vampire Month, because you
Okay.
got you got Castlevania and what's it called, Resident Evil, like 5 days.
Big tall vampire mom.
Yeah.
Well, did y'all see Castlevania Season 3?
No.
Yes, it's very
That redhead.
yeah.
That redhead vampire, when she has
Lenore,
to slay.
Yeah.
Holy shit!
Oh,
that
not
thing
just
was like,
that,
oh man, that was like I had Tessa was working on in the yard.
Yeah.
Is this hentai?
Yeah, and she left the blinds open so
Yeah.
that the sun could go in, and I'm watching the show and I'm like, pause. I don't want anyone, because my neighbors, they like to walk around and shit.
Yeah.
So I was like,
Fucking watching hentai. For
yeah, so they think I'm a weirdo and watch hentai on the big screen instead of on a laptop or something. So I'm like, no, this is a Netflix show.
Yeah.
So I close the blinds and I'm like, okay, now I can watch it without anyone thinking I'm a weirdo.
It wouldn't be as weird if it was like the Alucard threesome scene.
Oh yeah,
That's
What-
worse,
it's in the
yeah.
same. I think it was around the same episode, because
It's the same episode.
I
yeah.
watched it. I
Mhm.
watched most of the season in like a day.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh man, no, I'm
Wow,
gonna.
are you kidding me?
Yeah, no,
yeah,
it's,
they have a threesome. And it is,
yeah, no, that
Oh my
show
God.
gets crazy in terms of violence and
yeah, it's-
sexual stuff in season 3. I'm like,
Mhm.
oh, don't watch that with the blinds open.
Okay. Okay.
Don't watch
Yeah,
that with the
no.
blinds open, or your neighbors are gonna be like, "What the fuck? I live next to a weirdo." But back to our original.
yeah.
Yeah, no, my neighbors are walking by and they're like,
What the fuck is going on?
yeah, Gordon Ramsay, get out of here, Gordon Ramsay.
Yeah.
Shut up, don't judge Gordon Ramsay. It's a good show. I watch it for the plot.
I watch it for the
Yeah.
plot.
Watch for the plot.
But no, I would recommend it. But so, what else? Anything else you want to add on to your Horizon Zero Dawn pitch?
No. I think that's about it. Like, the game speaks for itself, and if they can translate some of the game elements into a full length movie with a nice, great director who kind of knows, like, it could be like an action movie with like a character driven story like in the game, then I think it would be a good movie to watch in theaters.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, no, yeah, I'd say, I mean, maybe because I'm a big PlayStation guy, so a lot of their IPs I feel like would translate super good into movies or TV shows,
Yeah, they would watch it. Just
and just the merchandise and all that can come out of it.
yeah.
Like, imagine one of those what are they called, scouters, the ones that look like velociraptors.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Were those scouters, or what were they called?
I forgot the name.
I can't remember. It's been a while since I've booted up that game. But those guys, just imagine like a 1-to-1 scale, just the head part
Wow, yeah,
with
yeah.
LED light in the middle.
Yeah.
If I had the money, I'd buy that shit day one.
Mhm.
Yeah.
What's it called? So I guess it's my turn for another pitch. All right, so this is another
5 seconds.
this is another video game idea. I know. I'm a gamer, so I love thinking about games I would personally love to
I
play.
have another video game idea. So.
Yeah.
The other two pitches I have are movies.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Third pitch is going to be super fast.
Okay.
But my second game pitch would be, and surprisingly, again, this is something I've thought about for a while that I think would be fun.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And it doesn't necessarily have to be this specific genre, or not genre, this specific type of atmosphere.
Yeah.
But now that I've played even Returnal, I find out that, and Hades won Game of the Year in many places over Last of Us 2, so I found out that there is a market for these roguelite type video games.
Mm-hmm.
And I've always wanted to make a horror-themed roguelite video game, either with werewolves or in this specific one that I wrote down.
Right.
Because I feel like it would appeal to more people than werewolves would, because I love werewolves and I don't think there's enough games for them.
No,
but a
there's
more
not.
broad...
Looking at you, Werewolf Apocalypse, you dropped the ball on that one.
Yeah, fuck that game. But thinking of the horror, because I wanted to be a horror game.
Right.
I love horror games. Make it kind of like a la Hills Have Eyes type of deal, where you're out either in a secluded area, whether it be the desert or not, but have like these crazy cannibal, scary, mutated looking like people, maybe. Again, similar to Hills Have Eyes.
Yeah.
And similar to like Returnal, where each time you die, you go back to square one, because, bear with me, it's not so much like Returnal where it's the same character, but just have this big environment where you're trying to survive in and fight. And each time you die, you're not the same character anymore. You're a new survivor if you didn't make it. And each time you're a new survivor, it'll like auto-generate. It won't matter if you're a girl or a guy. You won't get to choose.
Right.
And depending on which characters you get special traits or strengths, weaknesses, everything like that. So
you would wake up like in a new location, or like...
No, you'll basically be like, let's say, similar to that movie. You'll get stranded, they'll put up a trap, and then you'll get stuck to where they're at. But yeah, similar in the sense of you never know what you're going to wake up in, or not wake up, you're going to be next.
Right.
Because you don't get to choose your perks. You don't get to, you could be the big burly guy that's +5 strength or whatever, but he's slower. Or you could be a smaller guy, and or vice versa with a girl or a guy. Or whatever it generates for you. So different traits, you never know what you're going to get. And each time you go, the environment is kind of different in the sense of you don't know where you have a gun here might not be the next place you find a gun.
Okay.
And if you died last, let's say you picked up that gun and you died over here, you could find your old survivor's body and he might have some of your old loot.
Ooh.
Or if you swap for a weapon, like, you could only carry 2 guns on you. Like a handgun and a shotgun. If you find like a rifle and you drop your shotgun, your next survivor might find that shotgun where you dropped it.
In the same place.
Yeah. But everything else kind of auto-generates on where supplies, like, I found 5 bullets here. Well, next time you'll find a med kit there. Or you might not find anything and med kit would be over here.
Yeah.
And the enemies would be similar. You might encounter this kind of enemy here, or next time you might encounter a different kind, a weaker kind, a stronger kind. So you never know what you're going to get. Your objective is just simple. You're here, try to fight, try to survive, try to make it out if you can, or just hide, do whatever you can to make it to the end.
Okay.
The only problem I would have with that is just that, say, like, I get so far with one character, like, extremely far, like, further than I have with all the rest, and, like, I start to get attached, and then I die, and then, and then when you start over, you'd be like, damn it! And then you have to start over with a new person. Yeah, exactly.
Hey, Ryan, when did Ryan Gosling get it?
Like, you're just like, you're someone else, like, who is this now?
He's my beta tester right now.
And then it's kind of like, it leaves like unfinished business, especially if they had like an arc or something that they were going to do, and then like you die too early. And
imagine
like,
the atmosphere is already creepy, and this wouldn't be like a very fast paced, high action survival game. It'd be very intimate, very anything like that. So I feel like that personally would add the aspect of you don't want, especially if you got attached to them, like you don't want this character.
Don't want to die.
You don't want to die. You'll fight even harder next time, so that you make sure your character that you like doesn't end up dead. It'll feel like.
But I see your point with it. Yeah.
Yeah, like you'll feel like in real life, like if you were actually.
But I would be pissed.
Yeah. Like in real life, you wouldn't get a do-over. In this one, you do, but it's not quite the same. It's not like just a respawn or.
Yeah.
I just feel like losing a character would mean a lot more with that type of environment. So that I feel like that would be very. It doesn't even have to be a long game. Just like trying to make it out, you potentially could go out in like 3 to 4 hours, or if you manage to be a total badass and Rambo it out, you might be able to do it in less. But I feel like it would vary in terms of gameplay hours, and it would, for me, it would be really intense. Yeah. It'd be a game that I like, but I'd be scared to play.
Oh yeah,
because you don't want to fuck up.
Yeah, you don't want to.
Yeah.
And just every encounter with like either the werewolves again, if it's like a werewolf fantasy type of setting, or the crazy cannibals.
For some reason, like I imagine like this guy like just going through some kind of field, like a cornfield, and then there's like these scarecrows like on stilts, like walking around, and they have like lights like on their face, it's kind of like searchlights, and they're just looking around.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. Like, you could change it up. I'm not particularly like set on one specific type of environment. I just want a horror game with those type of elements on there, so that it's like Until Dawn. If your character dies in it, your character's dead for the rest of the game. But that would be that taken on steroids.
Well, would you have a decision based too, like how that game was?
Maybe a few aspects, like
because I think that would be kind of cool.
Yeah,
and it would up the stakes more.
Yeah, especially if there's other like NPCs that you could use to kind of
it would fight along
along your sides, like other survivors that got stuck there and are surviving currently.
Yeah.
But NPCs, no multiplayer. Those type of people. I feel like building relationships with that, like in Until Dawn, and making decisions that might get them killed. Yeah, I feel like that would have a bit more of an impact on it.
Okay.
But that would be my pick.
I'm on board with that.
Yeah, me too.
Okay.
All right. So
yeah, I guess we go to
your turn next.
Speaking of horror, so yeah, we're going to stay on this.
Yeah.
But this would be like a dream movie, but I would want like a Freddy versus Jason, but with all the slashers in it. Kind of like just a free for all. And they would have like a field day with the rights to all these characters. But I feel like half of them are WB. But anyway, I would want one where it just like it's Halloween night and all of them are unleashed.
Ooh.
And like you know how it was like in Freddy vs. Jason, like they wanted to have like their own kill counts. Right. All of them do. Okay. And there's motives for each one. Like I think what it should start out like they're being kept somewhere. Like it could start out like with Hellraiser, where they're in the hell dimension and each slasher is in their own individual hell. Yeah. But you could have like I don't know, you can have Chucky or Sam from Trick or Treat show out of nowhere, and because it's Halloween night, they want to cause some mayhem, so they find a way, like some ritual, to release all of them, and they're all unleashed. But each of them has to do a kill count in order for them to be free from hell or something. That's like an agreement that Hellraiser has to do with them.
That's like some weird Hunger Games type shit.
Yeah, and but the thing is, the other slashers are going to get in their way.
Okay.
That's the thing. So you'll have like each like individual battles. You'll have like a Leatherface versus Michael Myers, or you can have like a like Ghostface versus like Michael Myers, or and it's just stuff like that. It would be so much fun. I think just like a big just free for all versus movie, and then you can have like a clear winner at the end or something, and then you can have like a group of people like trying to stop it. Also.
That's ambitious as hell.
That's an ambitious as hell. But
you had to make like a damn Lord of the Rings Return of the King length movie for that. And 4 hours.
It would be cartoony. It would just be fun. Just like balls to the wall, just action. Like...
So PG-13.
Yeah.
All right.
Wasn't Jason Freddy vs. Jason is R, right?
It's R. I'm
Yeah,
pretty
yeah,
sure
yeah,
it's
yeah,
R.
no,
The
it's
only
R, yeah.
versus movie that's hoary that I've seen is the first Alien versus Predator.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
PG-13. That's the
Mhm.
only one. The other ones that I've seen are R, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, no, that sounds kind of fun. It'd be a like the people who have to deal with the licenses and such like that would be like, oh, you could hear them in the background right now trying to get it.
But I'm saying like Freddy vs. Jason made a shit ton of money like when it came
Right.
out, and I know people are like, "Oh, that movie sucks." It made a lot of money, and it's
It
actually
was
good.
fun.
It's
It
actually
was
good.
fun.
I like.
It wasn't-
I
it was
fucking love
not-
that movie.
It was not the strongest of the
It's a good
franchises, but
versus movie.
it was fun. It was one of the better versus movies, honestly.
And it's good that it's cartoony like that because obviously, like, how else are they
your
gonna
nose.
fight like that? Yeah, I got your nose.
Actually, was it PG-13? Now that I think about it,
no, it has to be R. There's tits. You can't do PG-13 with full blown.
I don't know.
Maybe. I don't know.
I have to look it up, but I'm starting the second question myself.
But like with the popularity of like like BVS or King Kong versus Godzilla and stuff like that, this would do well. Like people, there'd be like Team Jason or Team Michael Myers, Team Leatherface, and everyone would want to watch this and root for their own favorite slasher. And
it'd be a good way to see about bringing back each individual franchise eventually.
Mhm.
Not to be like
And that's
the
the thing,
MCU, but
yeah.
just like
Mhm.
get them all in the spotlight.
Like
and
it
then
could be
when-
like a kind of like a cabin in the woods where they have like their own
Ooh,
like
yeah.
each one's
yeah.
hallmarks like in their own like
But I
it's in the
feel like-
spotlight in their own ways.
I feel like if that would be successful, it'd give them an incentive to hopefully not do a shared universe,
Mm-hmm.
but like for that event, then for them to be like, well, people like these characters, maybe we should
Mhm.
bring back some of these franchises, because a lot of those they haven't done shit in years.
And that's the thing, yeah. When they do like their own individual, like they want to do like a complete like new origin story, and it sucks, and it doesn't make a whole lot of money.
Yeah, that's
anyway.
what I'm
yeah.
saying. Like, I feel like this would test the waters to see if people still care
Yeah,
about.
let's
the
just
horror
like let's just have them
franchises.
do what they do best. Just start,
Killing
like,
people.
yeah, just the slashing and all the blood and stuff, but have them also fight each other. So, and in the end, there's only one standing.
Okay.
And then like I guess like and if there's one and if one makes it, there's one standing, it becomes like a god of death or something, and maybe like a lord of hell, like he becomes like its own Cenobite, overthrows.
I was about to say a
Hellraiser.
Cenobite.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right. Well, before we get back to you, JT, I'm gonna go because this one actually kind of fits with what he was saying.
Okay.
And this one's the one that I said was gonna be really fast.
Yeah.
All right, pitch, literally elevator pitch. Another versus movie: Kong plus Godzilla versus Pacific Rim. No excess human bullshit. Lots of fights, high action. Godzilla, King Kong, Pacific Rim, the aliens, anyone, King Ghidorah, Mecha King Ghidorah, whoever the fuck you want to throw in there. Just
Yeah.
We'll get there
kaijus,
eventually.
kaijus and robots all in the same movie. They don't have
All in the
they don't
same,
have
yeah.
to fight the robots all the time or whatever,
Mhm.
but just all the things that Legendary owns that is kaiju related. Put them together. Enough said. Mic drop. Let's move on.
No human characters at all.
Exactly.
awesome.
No
Get 'em
excess.
out.
No excess bullshit. No environmental shit. Just action. I know what I came here to watch. I don't
Mhm.
care if the story shit. I came here to watch action. Let's move on.
Have Guillermo del Toro do that.
Yep. Fucking
Ooh.
throw Ultraman
Mhm.
too.
Yeah, Ultraman. We got Pacific Rim. We got the mechas. We got
Fuck it, throw in-
kaijus.
Throw in the goddamn Power Rangers while you're at it.
Yeah, Megazord.
Throw in everyone. Everyone but the kitchen sink. Screw it. Throw the kitchen sink in there too. The one from BVS that Batman uses to smash Superman. Throw Terminator, Predator in there. I don't care. Just anything kaiju, anything
Gundams.
anything like those Japanese
Mhm.
anime type stuff that where you got the big monsters, big robots, anything involving that.
Mhm.
Throw it in. Once again, enough said. Moving on, JT.
Awesome. So for my third pitch, I want to have like a Samurai Jack movie because I love movies. I think Samurai Jack is a perfect opportunity to kind of explore like
I love that show. Yeah.
like a journeyman of his way to try to get to the past through like Aku and everybody. So
Gotta get back to the past, Samurai Jack.
So yeah, Samurai Jack movie. Maybe directed by David Lynch or the director of John Wick.
Mhm.
I think they will be both great directors.
Real
to
quick.
kind of-
Who's David Lynch again? That name sounds very familiar. I can't think of what he's done. I
think he
know
did Go with the Dragon Tattoo?
No, that was David Fincher.
Oh, David Fincher.
Yeah, because
David Lynch. Oh, he directed Deadpool?
I'm not sure.
Maybe.
He sounds very familiar.
Okay.
I know it's a name I know. I just can't think of who it is. But anyways, well, disregard what I said then. Just keep going.
So it'll be like a action movie. Maybe it's gonna be like short, like an hour and a half, probably to 2 hours, and just him like fighting all these people trying to find his way back to the past, like in the show.
Okay.
And it'll be a great time.
Yeah, no, I do like that series. And I bet the visuals you could get would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
What's it called? Get someone like the cinematographer from like Blade Runner 2049.
Ooh, yeah.
And you could
yes.
get some really beautiful visuals, and just have someone who knows how to do like those foreign cyber Asia type environments.
Yeah.
With that guy doing the cinematography, choosing the color palettes and all that.
Mm-hmm.
I could see something really special there. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else you want to add to that pitch?
Nope.
All right. Elevator pitch. I like it though. I like it. If I was a suit, if at Warner Brothers, because actually Warner Brothers are the ones who have Samurai Jack, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're part of Cartoon Network.
Adult Swim.
Let's Adult Swim now. Okay. Yeah. So Warner Brothers suit. Me being a Warner Brothers suit, I would
Fucking
say
shut it down.
just because Warner Brother doesn't know a good idea when it's staring them in the face, they'll make anything but good stuff.
They made a game of it. There's a game of it out right now.
No, but I think it'd be cool. Maybe it's just because I'm a sucker nostalgia for that.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
All right, so
Yeah. So David Lynch, he directed John Wick,
Okay.
Deadpool 2, Atomic Blonde. So that sort of type movie.
see, so I did know his name. I knew he sounded so familiar. I just could not think of what. He's actually the one who's doing Ghost of Tsushima,
Oh wow.
the movie. Yeah.
Well, there you go. Samurai stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, he's doing that one, so that's why I'm excited because
Mhm.
if a guy knows action, it's him.
Yeah.
All right, so next pitch.
So this was a joke that I had with my brother, but I want to make a heavily stylized arcade looking side scroller platform game, simply called "I Was Eating a Donut."
What?
Yeah, and it's about a cop and his partner that are about to bite into a donut,
Right.
and as they do, they look up in the distance, and it's literally like Olympus Has Fallen type stuff, or like Die Hard stuff, where like it's the apocalypse, the city's on fire, towers are on fire, and it's just all out fucking war, and they're the only people to do something about it.
Okay, that sounds kind of fun.
So it's like, yeah, it's kind of like an 80s action, kind of like Lethal Weapon, where they both have to like go in the building, take down a whole bunch of bad guys. But here's the thing: in their past, they have some kung fu ties,
Okay.
and the ghost of their master can come out and tell them where to go and help them out.
Yeah.
That actually sounds really fun. I'm not gonna lie.
And
As a silly
it's
idea.
silly. It's silly. It's craziness. Like it's just fun. It's just fun. And I want 2D animated cutscenes of them.
I could see something like Mordecai and Rigby playing this.
Exactly. Yeah. That's what it'd be.
bro.
Just a silly silly game like this.
I thought we were gonna go to the store and buy. I want to eat a donut.
And at the end, and then I want the end credits to be like a 90s like slow jam song, like how it was like in 90s movies like that.
That'd be pretty fun. Honestly, so far,
It should
strangely,
be like, I was eating a donut, and then the city was on fire. I didn't know what to do, but I know kung fu.
Yeah.
strangely, so far, this has been my favorite idea from you so far.
And you just keep getting a whole bunch of all these weapons and stuff. But the thing is, like, you would be playing like as this fat cop, but he's agile, so he can like side jump, he can
Okay.
backflip, he can do like all this stuff. He's very floaty, like he's light on his feet. And then like the ghost of his master comes out, and he's helping you, and he talks to you like while you're going through like the levels of the buildings and stuff. It'd be like Die Hard, like you have to go through like each floor.
Okay, so
Okay.
I thought Kashyyyk was gonna be your highlight, but I was wrong.
No, but
That
I want
sounds
to do
fun.
this is a goal for me. I want to do this.
That sounds actually really fun. It sounds like a
Yeah.
good time.
Yeah, and the cop's name is Mark Sprinkles,
Mark Sprinkles.
and then I want his partner's name to be Barabbas Slim.
Barabbas Slim.
Okay.
All right.
All right. That sounds fun.
But just crazy like 80s action style, like Die Hard or Lethal Weapon,
yeah.
or like a little bit of Rambo in there too, but with like Big Trouble in Little China, Kung Fu mysticism
Yep.
stuff.
That's
yeah.
cool.
Mhm.
That'd be cool. That's a good mix right there. Maybe it's because I love those type of movies.
So mix those two together, yeah.
All right. So for my final pitch,
Yeah.
this is one that I feel kind of strongly about. I had to kind of find a way to make it more accessible to the general audience, to the
Okay.
MCU
Mhm.
in general.
Okay.
But being a cosmic hero sucker and all that,
I think
You
I know
guys-
where this is going.
you guys know where this is going because
yeah,
I love this series. I can't rave enough about it. What's it called? DNA. What was it? How could I forget their names? The guys who wrote this series, basically. There's a couple sprinkled in through there,
Mhm.
but what Marvel did, and from 2006 or so, I think, up until 2012, their cosmic run was just top notch. So I
Mhm.
wish that in the MCU,
Mm-hmm.
they would go a little bit more dark and gritty and do Marvel's Annihilation, the next big event,
Ooh.
similar to like Infinity War level threat.
Mhm.
And it would be a 2-part event because there's no freaking way you could put this in just one movie.
yeah.
But it would take inspiration from both the Annihilation run and Annihilation Conquest.
Okay.
So that's how I
Mhm.
feel like you could kind of
There's
merge
another
those
big
two.
crossover event.
You can
like-
merge those two and tell one story that leans more towards Annihilation, but kind of again has
Nova's in it, right? Like,
yes. So
because yeah, he really likes Nova.
yep.
And I know I've wanted to see him too in a
Yeah,
Marvel thing,
he's
but he's
been-
not in it. He
Since
gets shafted.
2014, I've been excited, and,
He's no,
he was almost in Infinity War when
almost.
when I read that article. I was just so angry. I was just sitting in my room, and I'm like, they were gonna have Richard Rider, especially Richard Rider, the best Nova,
Yeah.
and I was just sitting there, and
No,
that-
we need Sam. We need Sam. That's the better.
no,
That's the better Nova,
No.
right?
But I was so disappointed that he was going to be in Infinity War and he didn't make it. But
Damn.
I'll digress. So the key players in this would be mainly the cosmic side.
Mhm.
You could even throw a few Earth heroes that make it up there, like the next Iron Man or whatever. If you want to make it like attach,
I always have like one Earth.
yeah,
hero
like
from
War
there.
Machine or something. If you really want to get like the more general audience
Yeah.
on board,
Mhm,
but you could have Nova.
Okay.
Drax, of course, and she's big in the MCU and all that. Captain Marvel, which
Mhm.
I didn't care for, but I have plans for her because what I want kind of happen to her
mhm.
would fit kind of into what happens to another character
Okay.
in the actual comic run.
Mhm,
But it
mhm.
would also help, like, make it like a holy shit. These guys are forced to be reckoned with.
Yeah.
yeah.
But you'll have Nova, Drax, kind of be the main ones that kind of push it forward.
Mhm.
Captain Marvel, the Guardians of the Galaxy, Beta Ray Bill, Silver Surfer, Galactus, stuff like that. Because
Mhm.
all these characters are basically in the original comic run.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But again, I changed it up a little bit. So the plot would be after the events of Age of Ultron. Since he's in Annihilation Conquest, I would put it that his conscience was actually not destroyed as believed. It
Mhm.
made it onto the ship that Hulk went into and ended up in Sakaar.
Mhm.
And then from there, he was kind of bouncing back and forth, trying to find a suitable body host to be
Mhm.
able to do it. And he ends up in the negative zone. And in the
Ooh.
negative zone, he finds a way to get. I know they're normally not in the negative zone, but the Phalanx, I think their name was. They're like a techno organism type things, and he actually uses them
Yeah,
to
yeah.
take over some of the, like, Nova gets corrupted by them. If they infect you, you want to be a part of their hive, basically.
That's cool because I would say like I would like there to be some way where Ultron is still in the series somehow.
Yeah,
Because
so
I feel like he still needs to be in it because he was great. I did like
Yep.
him a lot, and I wanted him to be like a big central villain in all of this.
Yep,
but-
and this will make him more mature and darker because they did kind of make him a little bit more goofy, Tony Starky in the series. So this would give him a reason to not be like that and be more menacing and be really cool. So he'll find this techno-organic life form. He'll corrupt them and basically create his own army. And in the negative zone, he runs into Annihilus, Lord of the Negative Zone, and he has his what's that thing say? Memory full. Oh shit.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah, no.
It's our camera. We were looking at it.
Yeah, hopefully we could still make it. If not, we'll just have a weird drop off in the video. But what's it called? So he meets Annihilus, and Annihilus, what's it called? He tells him about Earth, or not Earth, just the main universe in general, because Annihilus doesn't give a shit about Earth. He wants a whole consume the whole universe, basically turn it into like the negative zone, expand it. He wants to expand his dimension into other dimensions. So those two armies kind of go out and just cause all out war, all out chaos, and start just the original comic run was dark. It was heavy. There was high stakes. People were getting killed left and right. Whole worlds were getting annihilated. So just have that, and the Guardians of the Galaxy are joining the fight with all these cosmic heroes, and they're trying to fend off. It'll be a good time to introduce some of the lesser known Guardians of the Galaxy heroes. Have them kind of get killed off. Maybe a big Guardians get killed off. Drax gets separated, and that's when he finally gets the name the Destroyer, because he's had the name in the MCU, but he got turned into a joke. Right. So I feel like it would be a good way to redeem him and actually live up to the Destroyer name, and also work alongside Nova. And then since Annihilus could drain or manipulate energy forms in the comic, he grabs Quasar and he just like absorbs all of his life form, and that shows, holy crap, this guy is hard, because he just took out a big known hero like nothing. So in the MCU, our big strong cosmic hero is Captain Marvel. So have her be her like, oh yeah, I could take on Thanos or this and that, and Annihilus just like, what were you saying? And just drains her life force and kills her. And that's when the other heroes are like, well, she was our smoking gun. She was the one who was gonna, like, if anyone was capable of taking this down, it was her, and now she's gone. So we're gonna have to find a way to take him out. And so Richard Rider, all the other one, Nova's dying, he becomes Nova Prime, like in the comics. Silver Surfer could get introduced in this movie.
I would love to see Silver Surfer.
And you introduce him because he's gonna be introduced to like Galactus and all that. Because they're gonna need him. They're gonna need him. They're gonna need a big gun, and they're gonna have to get all these powerhouses to just take the battle back to them. Like, they're getting wrecked left and right. So we're gonna just have them.
I think the the camera shut off.
Well, we'll just, unfortunately, audience are gonna have a weird. Like, damn it! We're gonna keep the video going, but it's gonna be like a black background. So it's gonna suck for part of it, but it is what it is. The camera died due to full memory. Which I guess we'll have to delete some of the videos on there.
Yeah, whatever.
But yeah, like I was saying, you're gonna have to have a powerhouse, because Galactus are gonna be like, hey dude, you want to keep eating planets? Well, this guy already killed the life form on these planets, so we'll let you feed off those. On top of that, this guy, if he wins, the negative zone is gonna be in our dimension, and you're not gonna have anything to feed on, so you'll eventually starve and die too. So it will give an incentive for a powerhouse of Galactus to still be a bad guy in the future, but in this case, use him for our needs type of deal. And then that's when the cosmic heroes will go out there and try to fight to reclaim their universe.
That's cool.
The thing is, like, I would love to see this, but it would take years of planning, like just build up for this. Well, like for each character and stuff, you had to like
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Have their own thing.
It'd have to be like a two-parter with a couple movies, but not even then. Like, that's the beauty of this event. This event just came and just like an 18-wheeler. It just started going, and that's what made the event so good. It came in hot and fast, and just blazing in, and that's how the threat was built, because you had this calm moment in the universe, and then boom, all that war. So you kind of have to have a little bit of a build up, but at the same time, you could have these heroes get sucker punched like they've never been before.
Yeah,
they never saw it coming. It just came and boom, came out of nowhere. So that's my final pitch.
Awesome.
So let's go do a rundown and kind of compare. We had JT. We had, what was it?
The Arkham Asylum.
Arkham Asylum.
We have Horizon Zero Dawn.
And
Samurai Jack.
All right. So the two suits that are judging you. So let's start off. I personally would say my favorite one would probably be, what's it called? Arkham Asylum. Followed by Samurai Jack, and then Horizon Zero Dawn. What about you, Reeves? Out of those three ideas he pitched.
I'd say the Arkham Asylum.
And then second place?
The Horizon Zero Dawn.
Okay. So, for sure, Arkham Asylum, Palpatine, what we need you.
Do
need
it.
you. Okay, thank you. So
Do it.
So he said double do it, so he'll give you the money for that.
Yes.
As far as Horizon Zero Dawn, it's gonna have to be oh shit. Well, that too. Oh man, a surprise appearance.
It needs to be like Shark Tank, where it's just like, and for those reasons, I'm out.
So Bishop Bullwinkle, I didn't expect him to show up.
How long does that take?
Like, I didn't think that guy would show up. He was he
Hell to the no, to the no.
Shut it down.
Yeah, so there you go.
Okay.
Shut it down.
Our second funder, he said shut it down.
All right.
Samurai Jack, maybe future project. They're gonna have to see how your Arkham Asylum works before they launch another one of your ideas.
Yeah.
So let's move on to you, Jay or Reeps. Your ideas were Kashyyyk, horror mashup,
Yeah, horror mashup universe,
and
big slasher fight,
and donut.
and I was eating a donut.
I was eating a donut. So for me,
I was eating a donut. It's my favorite. I
so
want that to happen.
For me, it's gonna have to be like number one. I was eating a donut, then Kashyyyk, and then the horror one. Just because the Kashyyyk.
What was the fourth one? I even forgot. Like, what was? What did it?
I don't
Didn't
know.
I
if
have
you did
another
it
one?
for-
No.
No,
Yeah,
It was only 3.
yeah, I
Okay,
think we were
okay,
starting
okay.
to run out of time, so that's why.
Yeah.
So
I don't even know. Yeah.
So what's it called? Between those three, I was eating a donut. Kashyyyk and horror mashup.
Mhm.
What about you, JT?
Oh yeah, the Green Lantern thing.
Oh,
That's
the
what we're
Green
talking
Lantern.
about. Yeah,
Oh, that was the
Yeah.
fourth
yeah,
one.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so I was eating a donut, Green Lantern, Kashyyyk, and then horror mashup.
I was eating a donut.
Okay.
That has to be a thing.
So since you had an even 4, for me, I had fun. I was eating the donut and Green Lanterns. What about you, JT? Which
Actually, ditto Morty. I will also fun. I was eating a donut. Also, the Green Lantern, because like the buddy cop with lethal weapon type thing.
Mhm.
That is
All
good to
right.
go.
So Kashyyyk and horror mashup,
Fucking shut it down.
they're gone. They're gone.
and for those reasons, I'm out.
Yeah. So those two are gone. You'll get these other 2 funded. Congratulations. And then so now it's my turn to be in the Shark Tank.
Yes.
So I had the John Wick universe, the horror, endless, crazy Hills Have Eyes horror or werewolf horror, whichever one you choose.
Yeah.
Video game, Kong versus Godzilla, and then Marvel's Annihilation. So if you had to put them in order, JT, we'll start off with you.
For me, I have to go with the John Wick Continental game. That game is gonna be awesome. My second one will be Marvel's Annihilation.
Okay.
The third one will be the horror game, and the fourth one will be
It was a Kong versus
Yeah,
or Kong
yeah.
plus Godzilla
Yeah,
plus
Kong
anything.
plus- yeah. that one.
Okay. Yeah. I'm not too hurt that one. Those last 2 got axed because the first 2 actually are my preferred ones personally.
Mhm.
But what about you, Reeps? On on my Shark Tank.
John Wick and the horror thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we have a split. All right. So which one's getting shut down for sure? I guess Kong versus Godzilla.
Yeah. We'll shut that.
All right.
Shut it down.
Shut it down.
Shut it down.
Goodbye, Kong. Goodbye, Godzilla.
Yeah.
All right. So the horror game and the John Wick, or which one was it? You said the top two.
Yeah. I said John Wick and then the horror.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're for sure getting the Palpatine. He says John Wick's getting
Yes.
greenlit. Rockstar's on the phone already. Rockstar's
yep.
like, let's go. And so now it's between horror and Marvel's Annihilation. You two need to discuss real quick and see which side would be where will the investment would finally go.
Dude, like Marvel's
Rock,
Annihilation.
paper, scissors.
I mean, I feel like Marvel's Annihilation will be like a good like action movie, like 2-parter, a lot of action, a good story. Come on, man, you have to.
I wanted it to happen, but it'll take a really long build up. Knowing them, how they do things, it's gonna have to take years of build up.
Actually, that one is the one that they're gonna do it for one reason. One reason. As much as I like the horror game idea and all that, now that I think about it, we're business executives. Which one's gonna make the billions of dollars, and which one's gonna make a niche market in the gaming community? So,
but the gaming thing is like you make more money like at that time. The things with the Marvel thing, you have to like watch it develop. Or because all the time you have to put into it. And like
but at the same
years
time, all of these movies are costing like $250 million to make, and they're almost all of them are breaching $1 billion.
Yeah.
So it's like, from an executive standpoint, I feel like they're more. This one's less of a risk, honestly, because they know there's a market for it, and they know this one will be the one that they would approve. So, executive mentality, we're gonna say the Annihilation is going to be the one that gets made. Because I personally, I feel strongly about it, but I do feel strongly because I have been thinking about a horror game like that for years. So I have no dog in this fight because they're both ideas of mine that I wish would get made.
Both would make money. Yeah.
But I feel like if one's going to make more money than the other and a safe bet, the executives would be like, Marvel project, easy paycheck.
Yeah.
So, all right. So that was our pitches. That's what would get funded, and so that's where we'll close it off. Once again, thank you guys for listening.
That was the end of Shark Tank.
Yeah, no, it was a good episode. Really fun time. Like I said, I had a great time, so I'm glad you guys were able to come over
fun.
here.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to play more Returnal, so look forward to that.
Definitely.
We'll probably do a YouTube live stream. If we can, if not a Let's Play. So if you haven't hit that like button, go ahead and do so, man. Go ahead and hit it. Hit that subscribe button. Let's try to make it to 100 by the end of the year. I mean, that goal's right there. Let's set a goal.
Yeah.
But other than that, we got also Canadians starting to listen in, not just the Poland. So for you Canadians, I
love you, random citizen.
There you go. Thank you for listening to us, and thank you guys again for being here. Everyone, just have a wonderful day. Wonderful week, and we'll see you next time on the Screen Crusaders podcast.